Hi, my name is Dani. To be honest, I don't really so comfortable on such horizontal surfaces like this. Despite the red carpet, my element is the vertical. And here an example.
TikTok.
Yes. Thank you. Yes, the record at the Eiger was a very important day in my life. And yes, this day also changed my life. But no, it was not yet my ultimate goal. In my talk, I will take you on a journey from the Eiger North Face back to my roots and motivations. In the end, we climbed the Grossitz in the North Face together. And along the way, I will share the 3 important lessons that I have learned through extreme mountain sports. Dealing with pressure, respect, and mental strength. And I can already reveal, it's not always an uphill journey. Are you satisfied to achieve something you don't really have to fight for? Probably not, because it's nothing special. Admittedly, not everything has to be a struggle. But the more energy you invest in something, the greater the satisfaction. And you will get way more out of it than with easy tasks. The Eiger North Face was not a big thing for me. I didn't have to do any extra preparation or hardly trained at all. But for the public, it was a sensation. Everyone knows the Eiger North Face. The news from the record spreads around the world, from Europe to the United States to Japan. And suddenly, I had unknowingly risen to the Champions League. And I mean, it's great. Everyone pats you on your back and says, well done, great. And of course, it's nice to have sponsors. But success always comes with challenges. For example, I was criticized not starting at the same place like the others. This claim was false, but it bothered me. I had also forgotten sufficiently document my record. A rookie mistake and not very professional. So I had to ask myself, do I really want this? And the worst part was the growing pressure of expectations. After every interview, the last question was, what's next? And I can tell you, this is incredibly annoying. So I needed rest. For more than a half year, I had no motivation for further projects. Are you always able to perform at your peak? I can't. And I think we all need breaks sometimes. I like to take my breaks while going into the forest or fishing, while others do yoga or meditation. Important is a change in pace, in focus, and look from a different perspective at things that bothered us. After the record at the Eiger, I retreated back home because I needed to find myself again. I grew up in the canton of Uri, in the Schechen Valley, 1,700 meters above the sea level. In winter, the landscape is covered with snow, so I learned skiing at a young age already. And that was ideal because I could use my skis to go from home to the cable car, which brought me down the valley to school. And as all young boys, my 2 brothers, we wanted to be sporty and cool, so we decided to become soccer players. Our dad, he helped us to construct a nice soccer goal, but only then we realized that playing soccer would be quite difficult in the Schechen Valley, because you can trust me, there is really no flat area to play on a football field. And of course, up there, I was surrounded by mountains. And it was just a logical step that I started scrambling or climbing at a young age already. In the calm of my hometown, I was able to develop my own approach to handling criticism, pressure, and public attention. Moreover, I took a clear decision. Yes, I would like to try to play in the Champions League in climbing. But how I reached that level? Winter has been always my favorite season. And of course, I had to try out ice climbing. In the beginning, my lofty goals were ridiculous small 5 meters of ice. But back then, that was my ultimate goal. After many years of training, I was able to climb the hardest and longest routes in Switzerland, like here, the left, which is hydrophobia, and here to the right, this is in Kandersteg, a route with the name Ritter der Kokosnuss. However, playing in the Champions League does not mean staying at your home country. It means having big goals and dreams. So I explored the world. Here to the left, we established a new route at the Helmken Falls in Canada, and here to the right, there is one of the most serious climbs in Scotland with the promising name, the Hurting. For many years, as far as my climbing challenges were concerned, I was going upwards. And what comes next is something that we all know. You start to feel or even believe, I'm good. Develop a certain overconfidence and forget that always something can happen. And this happened to me. I was climbing up and down this huge icicle to create a few good shots for the photographer. Then I put my crampon a bit more to the left, and was like, this icicle weighing around 40 tons broke off. That was not ideal. Luckily, nothing has happened, but I played with the icicle. I played with nature, and that was a mistake. It doesn't work like that. I need to remain humble and cautious, especially in the mountains. So I learned I need to be careful, no matter how comfortable I feel. In fact, the simpler the task, the probably more dangerous it is. And I learned something else. Like all of us, I have a few strengths, but many, many weaknesses. And there is a huge potential to improve in those areas. So I changed disciplines, from ice climbing to rock climbing, because I was and I'm still not a good rock climber at all. My goal, my ultimate goal, was to climb the Grosse Zinne North Face. But not like the way everyone does it. I wanted to go my own way, and that means climbing this face alone, without equipment, free solo, and fast. At first glance, an impossible idea, and a very, very stupid idea as well. And the chance of it working out one day were slim, ultra slim, but the chance existed, and that was enough for me. But I knew it wouldn't be as easy as the Eiger North Face, and I wanted to do it better. I wanted to do it right. So I needed to prepare myself seriously and leave nothing to change. So I climbed the route, the first time, in a team, with a rope protected. I noticed where I had to climb. By the way, it took us more than 7 hours to get up. Then I climbed the route again, in a team, with a rope protected. And I tried to memorize all different sequences and movements. And there are thousands of holds and footholds in this phase. And roughly it works like that. I grab this hold here with my right hand. And there's a tiny, tiny little edge for my index finger. Then I step up. But not here on the obvious foothold, the one who is a bit hidden around the corner, because only on that I'm able to grab high enough to get to the next good hold with my left hand. after that climb. I knew the route perfectly. But still I had a bad feeling. I don't know. But on a certain point, it's so important also to listen to your gut feeling and to your intuition. So I climbed the route again, in a team with a rope protected. Was I 100% ready after that? No, because there is no such thing like 100% certainty in the mountains. But on one point, you need to step out and have the courage to do the first important step to achieve what you are really looking for. It was my perfect day. No doubt, no hesitation. I was confident that I could do it. And look at this picture here. No Photoshop, no AI. This is real. And what do you think I'm thinking in this situation like here? Of course, I have to think positively. And of course, the key is mental strength. And I know that my brain works quite well in those situations. But to rely alone on mental strength is really not a good idea. Every little detail counts. And it's so important that I exactly know where my weaknesses, where my boundaries, and where my limits are. This awareness is essential. Equally essential is transparency and credibility. And I never wanted to experience the same situation again, like after the record at Jaeger, when I didn't have a solid evidence about my performance. So I put up, as proof, a time-lapse camera which recorded me. And here I'm still on the start, and halfway up the face, there are 3 climbers from England. And look how it looks like when I'm starting this time-lapse here. You can imagine it wasn't much fun for those British climbers. And you should have seen their faces. And I did apologize for being there, and I politely asked if I could pass. And it's so important, especially in the mountains, to keep the respect for each other. And now they are very good friends. This brings our tour to an end. And of course, not everyone can become world champion, Olympic gold medalist, or climbing in the Champions League. This is not important. What truly matters is that you try to give your best in what you do. And you can only achieve your dreams when you are well prepared. And that means I protect myself from external pressure. I remain humble and cautious, and I take my necessary breaks, stay mentally fit, and leave nothing to chance. My next ultimate goal is about to come, and I wish that you find your own personal challenge, and for that, yet that you have the courage to take that important first step to achieve what are you really dreaming of. Thank you.